Good evening. Hello everybody, how are you? I hope you're fine and everything is good. I hope you're keeping safe too. Okay guys, great, we have a good number of students here today. We have Rama, Bushra, Noor, Yusuf, Manar, Ibrahim. Good evening. Luria, good evening. Manar, Abdul Hamid. Great. Hello, Fatima, Ibrahim, Maria, Lin, Muhammad, Huda. Nice. Aya, Tima, Sidra. Wait, I'm trying just to remember your name, so how's it going? Nice. Um, okay, we have to start our session now. Great guys, miss you so much and happy to see you again here. Now this is the 8th session, and we're going to start with the reading section today. We have to continue with chapter 2. If you remember last time, we finished. Good evening, Fatima. Good evening, Aya. We finished. The listening section, the two parts, the first part and the second part. Just we have a review. Let's try to recall the things that we took. Last time. Chapter 2 was about experiencing nature. Everything related to nature, to climate, and to weather. Here we did the listening part. Part 1 we discussed this picture and we took some useful expressions. We used them in everyday English and we said these are related to nature, weather, climate, something like that. So we learned the meanings of these expressions and we use them into context. Just to try to remember them, because I always tell you, do not memorize only words. You have to use them and put them into context. Okay? So this is one thing, and this is the context where we use these phrases. Next here we had some words. Yes, we had some words which are very important, but just reading and meaning. I told you, just we have to read and learn the meaning of these words, and I told you you can do this conversation alone. So you have to put these words into context. Just 1 minute. These words, okay, you have to put them into this context, but I told you that you do it yourselves, because we are not going to waste our time doing all this stuff. What is important is just to read the words and try to know the meanings of these words. This is what we did last time. Great. Another thing here, we read something related to reduced form and long form, how we read these words into context. Okay, can you hear me well, guys, or there is something wrong with the conversation? Yes. Can you hear me? Okay, great. So, yes, maybe because of the internet connection, Abdul Hamid. So, this is, we are trying our best. So, again, what we took also was the pronunciation, the difference between can and can't. We said in positive sentences, we pronounce it as can. Can. I can meet you tomorrow. We don't say I can meet. No, I can meet you tomorrow. But in the negative one, we say can't. So we have a stressed word. We say I can't meet you tomorrow. That was the difference that we did an exercise about that. اوكي نينو الثاني صار مرتين. انا شايفكم ملتيين بالمايك اكثر ما انكم ملتيين وقتها، اكثر ما انتم معي. What is Noor? What are you doing? All of them, their mics are off, I think. All of them, their mics are off. This is what in my web demo. Yes, انا ماني شايف انه حدا فاتح المايك عندهم. كل انا عندي مسكر المايك. This is yeah يعني أنا عندي مبين المايكات كلها مسكرة ما في حدا فاتح. طيب okay guys, so now let's go to the next one, and here we said we talked about abilities. خاطئ معناته. Okay, here we are talking about abilities. We learned some expressions, how to use these expressions to say, for example, I can do something or I can't do something. If you are able to do something, we have expressions to use, and the other way around, if you are not able to do something, also we have some expressions, so we have to learn them, and we did an exercise about that. Then in the lesson part we had some words, and also we tried to learn the meanings of these words, the words with the definitions. Okay, the words with the definitions. When I say definitions, it means the meanings of these words. So also again, it's very simple, and we learned how we listen for specific details. So if you remember last time, I read something, a part of a conversation, and try to, let's say, to get the meanings of, not the meanings, the specific information required from you. Okay, like these ones, 1 and 2, etc. And at the end, we had some matching to match, these sentences with the responses. Again, it's very simple, just matching. It depends on the context, okay? That's what we studied, last time. That's what we studied last time. And today we are going to start with the reading part, a new section related to the reading part. That was a revision, okay, just to know and to remind you the things that we've taken so far. We don't need, this one till it's over. Yeah, this is the listening. So the reading. Okay guys, so this is the section that we need to start with today, the reading section. Again, as I told you, we have 3 parts in this section, in every section. Again, we have before you read, and after you read. Okay? The same for the listening. Also, we have before you listen, and after you listen. Now, for this one, reading, before you read, we said this is an introduction to the reading part. Okay? An introduction to the reading part. What does that mean? It means we might be introduced. We might be introduced to some vocabulary. Okay. Please turn off your mics when you enter the session, because it's annoying for me and for the students. So try to turn off your mics when you enter immediately. Again, so as I told you, so no problem, Mohammed. So before you read, it's an introduction to the reading text. So we will be introduced to a group of words, which we are going to study now the meanings of these words. And then we can go to we will see them in the reading text, then we can go and try to read. Now let's start with the first group. As you can see, we have nouns, we have verbs, we have adverbs, adjectives, and phrases. So these are parts of speech. اللي هن بنسميهم أقسام الكلام، يعني في عندي nouns, verbs, adverbs, adjectives. تمام؟ ليش نحن عم نقسمهم هيك؟ حتى نعرف إنه مثلا هدول أسماء nouns، معناتها أنا ما بصير أستخدمهم محل الأفعال. We can't use them instead of adjectives or adverbs. No, they are nouns. So let's start one by one and try to express. Okay, let's try one by one and try to get the meaning in English. I'll ask you. For example, the first one, the globe. What does it mean, guys? So what do you mean by the globe when I say the globe? What does it mean? Yes, you can tell me. Yes, good evening, guys. Try to turn off the mic. Yeah, so what does it mean, the globe? Do you have any idea? Have you had any idea about that? Yes, Fatma, you say the world, you mean the world, you see. Good, great, Fatima, Noor, Lulia, the world, great, excellent, guys. So this is the globe. This is the meaning of the globe. It means the world. Great, guys. Now, if you go to the second one, A desert. What does it mean? A desert. Yes, again, try to give me the meaning in English. Yeah, so what does it mean? A desert. Yeah, any idea about that? In English, you try to write it in English, even if you wrote, I mean, just keywords. When you hear the word desert, what comes to your mind? Yes, no, sand. You mean sand? Good, excellent. We have sand. We have dry area, Fatima. Among sand. Okay, yeah. Great. So, do we have any trees in a desert? Do we have any trees or water, for example? No, we don't have. Great. So it means it's an area or it's a land where there are no trees or water. Yeah, good, Maria. The price of rain, or we have little rain or not enough rain, no trees, no water. Great, excellent. This is a desert. Now, let's go to gases. Now, what does that mean? No, we might have life for some animals and etc. Some people, but we are talking about mainly trees and water. Yes, gases like O2, CO2, yes, good, Nur, Aman, excellent. So this is a gas. Is it like a liquid or a solid? Not, let's say, not liquid or solid, let's say. Okay, and أنا بقول gases معناتها not liquid, not solid. تعرفوا السوائل والأحجام الصلب والسائل والغاز. Okay, so this is gas, not solid, not liquid. Okay, so this is gas like hydrogen, oxygen. These are called gases. Great. Now we have pleasures. Pleasures. Yes, Rama, snow. Okay, ice. Snow. We say Maria, snowstorm. Great, excellent. So we have snowstorms. This is a pleasure. Snowstorm. Yeah, it's like very cold, not sand, Bushra. It's not sandstorm. It's snowstorm in very cold areas. Okay, snow storm, not sand. Yeah, that's the point. I'm only during the evening. Now this is about nouns. Okay, now let's go to verbs. We have the verb stay. What does it mean? Stay. To stay, for example. Yeah. To stay. Yes. How can we describe that one? Hello, you. Okay. You are a little bit late. Try to be in time. No problem again. This is class 4. This is C4. Okay, no problem. No problem. You can do that now. Okay, guys, so what does it mean stay? Yes, to be here, to remain in a place, for example, Lulia and Fatima. Yeah, that's the point. So we can say to continue to be, let's say, to be in a place. Okay, so to continue to be in a place. Okay, just to be in one place. Great, this is that one. Now if we go to change, let's go to change, the verb change. What does it mean? What do you mean by change? Yes. To replace, you mean? Replace like that, or maybe to be different. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. To change your position, to change from one state to another, to be different. Okay, so this is changing, to change the state or the situation. Yeah, good. Yes, Lulia, it varies, maybe. Yeah. Or convert, yes, Rama, good, excellent. Yeah. So all these words give us the meaning of change from one position to another, from one state to another, etc. Now we have the word believe or the verb believe. What does it mean, believe? Intended? I don't think so. No, not think or not thinking. It doesn't. It's not related to thinking. When I say, for example, I believe you, I trust. Yes, Luria, good, excellent. It's related to trust, confirm, to say that you are certain about something. You are certain about something. Uh, you are certain about maybe something. Okay, you feel. Okay, you feel certain. This is believe. Great. Now, if we go to adverbs, we have probably. What does it mean, probably? Yes, Maria, good. Possibly. Possibly. Like, for example, it might happen or it might not happen. So, probably means possibly, yes, Lulia, maybe. Okay, so it means not 100% certain. So we have possibility, maybe. It could happen or not. Great. This is probably. Generally, okay, so generally, what does it mean? Generally, yes. Any suggestions about generally? Yes, Aisha, likely this is for probably, likely. But now we are talking about generally. What does it mean? Any suggestions for probably? Um, for sorry, generally. In most cases, mostly, yes, good. Uh, Aisha, mostly, probably, mostly, for example, generally, sorry, to most people, or mostly. Great, excellent. uh, yeah, هلا هي ما بنقول عليها public. We can say to most people. Okay. No, not truly usually. Generally, it means to most people. يعني أنا بحكي بشكل عام. In general, it means like in general, not specific. Uh, okay, now usually, what does it mean usually? Yeah, usually, okay, Maria, normally, or we can say most often. Again, we can say most often. In most cases, let's say, usually in most cases, yeah, ordinarily, uh, yes, commonly. No, we don't say commonly. هلا commonly هو بشكل شائع أكثر ما إنه بمعظم الأحيان. Commonly, okay, we say usually, in most often, most cases, not probably, no. Probably is different. Probably means possibility. It may happen or it may not. But usually, in most cases, يعني like often, most often. Greatly, okay, very much. We can say very much, greatly, very much. Yeah, very much, very much. Great. Now let's go to adjectives. We have average. Yes, Bushra, significantly. Okay. Now let's go to average. What does it mean, average? الافرج ممكن يكون له اكثر من معنى. ممكن يكون في له معنى مثلا المتوسط. نفس المتوسط الحسابي بنقول عنه average. ممكن نقول مثلا the common thing, commonly, average, the typical thing. اوكي يعني الشيء الشائع بالنسبة لموضوع معين بنقول له average او typical. we can say typical for example. Okay, or normal, we can say normal. حلو يعني بيكون في له أكثر من معنى. okay, average. yes, wait, but typical, what does it mean typical? هلا التيبيكال هو الشيء المثالي، عفوا مو المثالي، هذيك عم نحكي عن التيبيكال جايز. التيبيكال هو بيكون الشيء المثالي لشيء معين. okay, this is the typical thing. we can say representative. we can say representative. yes, this is the standard, يعني the representative. okay, so representative, this is the typical thing to something or of something. yes, the perfect thing we can say, or the representative thing. okay, هلا مو شرط دائما يكون perfect، بس انه هذا الشيء هو المثالي لشيء معين. okay, yes, that's the point. yes يعني مثلا نحن نقول انه شو هو مثلا ايش المعروف عن الرجال مثلا، او ايش المعروف عن النساء مثلا، التيبيكال ثينج تبعه شو هو، او البخيل هو شو المعروف عنه، او الغني مثلا شو هو التيبيكال ثينج. هلا الغني مثلا بيكون التيبيكال ثينج عنه انه هو like has a lot of money. okay, this is the typical thing about rich people, that they have a lot of money. The typical thing about poor people, they don't have enough money. This is the representative، يعني الشريحة خلينا نقول اللي بتعرف فئة معينة أو شيء. the typical thing. the tropical. Now this is related to tropics. yeah, tropical استوائي يعني related to climate. yes, good. we have a tropical rainforest. okay, tropical rainforest for example. yeah, extreme. what does it mean extreme? Extreme now, we are talking about extreme. okay, extreme, it means to a great degree. okay, to a great degree. extreme هذول إنه مثلا extremes يعني كثير المتطرفين مثلا extremes, they go to extremes لأبعد حد. okay, so to a great degree. now we have worse. This is the comparative of bad. yes, the bad. yeah. so yes, we don't say bad, so we say this is the comparative of bad. So this is irregular. We don't add er at the end, but we say worse. What is the superlative form? The worst. The worst is the superlative form of bad. The comparative form of bad is worse. okay, major. what does it mean major? yes, major means yeah, we can say important. we can say important, big. هلا ممكن تيجي إلى أكثر من معنى، بس أكثر شيء هو إنه major هو important أو main. no, it's not related to signs. no, not right. no. major means هذيك manager. Okay, مدير معناها manager, not major. Major, it means important, main, important or main. Okay, manager is something like that. Okay, next one we have common. Yes, very common, popular, let's say, good, Abdul Hamid, popular, no popular, not tropical, you mean typical. Yes, you mean typical or common. This is the meaning of that. Okay, what do you mean by joint, Bushra? No, not joint. It has a different meaning. Okay, common, it means happening, happening often. Okay, yes, Rama, good. And the last one, natural. هلا mutual هو بيكون مشترك غير انه شائع يعني كلمة مشترك بين عدة اشخاص. Yeah, normal. Okay, natural. Yes, we can say normal or we can say it's related to nature. يعني nature مثل ما أخذنا عنوان النص إنه هو له علاقة بالnature. ممكن تجي بكلمة بمعنى normal أو بمعنى إنه nature نفسها. This is the adjective of nature. Okay, great. So these are the most difficult ones. Now phrases are very simple because you can see, I mean, in contrast to, this is, if you want to say the difference between two or more things or people, the difference in contrast to, okay, we use this when we want to compare, okay, compare between two things, two people or more. So for comparison, we use this expression in contrast to. Okay, now here, from day to day, from season to season, from one to another, this is very simple. No need to explain that, it explains itself. And we have more and more, and at least. At least معناها no less than. At least معناها no less than. Okay? باقي الأمور واضحة بتصور. Any question about these words or phrases? So I explained these things because they are very important. Now, by the way, I tried to write the meanings for you in a word file. So as you will see now, this is the word file. This is the reading section, and here I wrote the meanings of these words. For nouns, we have the globe, the world, a desert, large area of land that has very little water or few planets. Gases means like not solid liquid. It means like, for example, hydrogen. Pleasures means heavy snowstorms. You see, this is very simple. And this is simpler, easier to you if you have the meanings of these words for you. Okay? So no need to write them. So here we have verbs: stay, to continue to be in a place; change, to become different; believe, to feel certain. Here we have adverbs like probably, something which is likely to happen; generally, to most people; usually, most often; greatly, very much. Again, we have adjectives. Average, for example, typical or normal, the same thing that we explained, okay? The same ones. Typical, we said representative. Tropical means found in tropics. Extreme, very great in degree. Worse, this is the comparative of bad. Major, important. Common, happening, often natural, existing in nature. And here we have some phrases, you see, very simple, in contrast to the difference between two or more things, people. From day to day, from season, more and more, at least, no less than. هيك بتكون الأمور أبسط لكم إذا كانوا مكتوبين. بدنا نحفظ الكلمات. Okay, very important for the exam. Great. Now let's go back here. Now I want some students to read these words. Of course, not all of them. I want like one student to read nouns now. Raise your hand and then I'll give you the mic to read. Try to raise your hand and then I'll give you the mic to read. For example, I want one student to read nouns. Who's going to read? Okay, let's see, Maria. Okay, Maria, you can read now. We can't hear you. We can't hear you. Maybe there is a problem. Yes.
Is that low?
We can't hear you, Maria. Okay, read.
Is that
عندي أصل صوتك مريم ما عم نسمعك مضبوط. عم يروح ويجي. Okay, بدنا نشوف حل ثاني. حل المشكلة. Okay, no problem. Let's see another one. Noor. Okay. Let's see Noor.
the globe, a desert, gas, blizzard?
Okay, thank you very much, Noor. Excellent. Thanks a lot. Now, who's going to read verbs? I want another student to read verbs. Fatima? Let's see, Fatima.
Yes, hello. Say, send, believe.
Okay, yes, thank you very much, Fatima. Excellent. Great. Another one who is going to read adverbs. Okay, Lujane, let's see adverbs. If you can read adverbs.
Okay, can you hear me now? Probably, generally, usually, greatly.
Okay, thank you very much. But we say generally, probably, generally. Okay, thank you very much. Zain, who is going to read? Let's see Muhammad. Adjectives. If you can read adjectives. Yes. Are you going to read, Muhammad, or you are not with us? Another one who is going to read. I don't know, Lujain, you said something. حسيت ما في دعوة أبدا. Do check the mic, please. Okay. Muhammad is not with us. Who is going to read adjectives? Okay, no problem, Lujain. If you think that, so it's fine. Let's see another one. Okay, no, for adjectives.
Rare, tropical, extreme, worse, measure, common, natural.
Yeah, great. Thank you very much, Noor. And the last one, phrases. Let's see, Fatima.
In contrast to, from day to day.
In contrast to. In contrast to.
In contrast to, from day to day, from season to season.
From season to season. Yes, I think, yeah, we can't hear you now. Are you reading? Okay, no problem. Thank you very much. So from season to season, from one to another, more and more, and at least. Great, guys. Now, let's move to something else. Now, let's move to the reading text. Now, this is an introduction. We got some really nice words. We are going to see them in the reading text. That's why we have to go now, but we have something that we must read. Okay, now, you remember when... okay. Okay, try to turn off your mics. This is the last time I tell you. You remember in the first chapter when we talked about the reading, and we said the reading section consists of several paragraphs, and we said each paragraph we start the second, third, and next lines from the left margin. Okay, so we were talking about the form of a reading text, that we have several paragraphs. Each paragraph discusses one main point, and beside or next to each paragraph there is a capital letter. This is what we explained, in the reading section in chapter 1. Now in chapter 2 we have different things. Look, a reading selection of several paragraphs is probably about one general subject. So when I have a reading text, it means I'm dealing with one general subject, even if it has more than one paragraph. So the reading text might have 4 paragraphs, might have 5 paragraphs, but all of them discusses one general subject, one main point. Okay? Now, the title of a reading often gives its subject. How can we guess the title? How can we guess the subject of this reading text from the title? Okay, so the title gives its subject. That's the point, and I always tell you to get the meaning from the subject. So you remember when we started last time the chapter 2, I told you look at the title, Experiencing Nature. You remember that, Experiencing Nature, and I told you to guess what we are going to find or discuss or read in this chapter. So how did we guess that? From the title itself. And here they tell you the same thing. You have to guess the meaning from the title. Okay? So we have a title, it means you have to guess that from the title. Now, each paragraph of the reading is usually about one more specific topic, about a more specific or narrower topic within the general subject. Okay, so even if I have like a title for the whole reading section, this is a general title. But now for each paragraph discusses a specific idea. But this idea is related to the general subject. Okay, so for example here, as you can see at the end of the page, we have something global climate changes. This is the title of the reading text. Now we are going to read. Okay, so now we are going to read about something related to global climate changes. This is the title of the reading text. Now, for this text, we have about 4 paragraphs or 5 paragraphs. Now, each paragraph discusses one main idea. So these ideas, okay, so we have titles. As you can see in front of you here, we have 4 paragraphs. 4 paragraphs, so it's titles. 4 paragraphs, and for each paragraph, we have to use or to choose a title from these. A title for this paragraph that go with the reading selection global climate changes. Okay? So the general one, as I told you, the general title is Global Climate Changes. Okay, then we have some paragraphs. Now these paragraphs discuss specific points, but these points are related to the general one, which is global climate changes. Okay, so we have, for example, general changes in the nature of weather, the powerful effects of people on nature, climate in regions of the globe, global warming and the El Nino effect. تمام؟ هلا هدول الاربع تايتلز، اوكي، الفور تايتلز هن لكل باراجراف من الباراجرافز اللي حنقراهم بعد شوي. اوكي، طبعا يعني هدول التايتل هن كلهم لهم علاقه بالفكره الرئيسيه او بالعنوان الرئيسي اللي نحن عم نحكيه، اللي هو Global Climate Changing or Changes. تمام؟ معناتها انا عندي عده نقاط بدي اشرحها من خلال الجلوبال كلايمت تشينجز. راح احكي انا عن 4 نقاط مثلا اللي هن موجودين قدامنا. Okay, so these are the titles. Okay, so here they said, notice that the titles are paraphrases, not full sentences. What does that mean? If you read the titles again, so these titles are paraphrases, not sentences. What does that mean? If you read the first one, general changes in the nature of weather, does it contain a verb? Is there a verb in this phrase? Do we have a verb? In the first phrase, general changes in the nature of weather, do we have a verb in this phrase? No, here it's not a verb form. This one is a noun, general changes. This is a noun, not a verb. We don't have a verb actually, guys. So I have all general changes in the nature of weather. We don't have a verb here. There is no verb. That's why it's called a phrase, not a sentence, because a sentence must contain at least a verb. Okay? This is very important. A sentence must contain a verb, one verb at least. This is a sentence. But since here we don't have a verb, that's why we call it a phrase, not a sentence. Okay? The same for the second one, the powerful effect of people and nature. Do we have a verb in this one? Do we have a verb in this one? Powerful? No, we don't have a verb. Great, Fatima, excellent. That's why we call it a phrase. لهيك نحن عم نسميها phrase لأنه ما في فعل عندي أنا. Okay? نحن قلنا كلمة. Okay? So the same one for number 3. Climate in regions of the globe. Climate in regions of the globe. Do we have a verb again here in number 3? Yeah, we don't have a verb. Great, excellent. That's why it is. That's why it's a phrase, not a sentence. That's why it's a phrase, not a sentence. The same for the last one, global warming and the El Nino effect. Global warming and the El Nino effect. Again, here we don't have a verb. That's why it's a phrase, not a sentence. Okay? Now, so I'm trying to explain all these things to you now. The important words began with capital letters. The important words began with capital letters. Look here, guys. Now, we have, again, I need just to move these lines. So, look, important words began with capital letters. What does that mean? Look, we have general changes in the nature of weather. تمام؟ فإذا بتلاحظوا بس الكلمات المهمة أو الكلمات خلينا نقول اللي هن الكونتنت words اللي بيحملوا معنى عم بيكون أول حرف فيهم كبير. But I mean these articles and prepositions are not capitalized. دائما ال prepositions والarticles إنما ما بنحطهم حرف كبير. Except إلا ما عدا if they come at the beginning of the title. Look here, we have that. If it is at the beginning of the title, we write it in capital letters, just. But here, if we have it in the middle, we don't write it in capital letters. This is Ibrahim. Because it's at the beginning of the title, Ibrahim. We write it in capital letters. Because it's at the beginning of the title. But in the middle, we don't write capital letters for prepositions and articles, okay? That's the point. But here, look, we have powerful, effect, people, and nature. إذا بتلاحظوا كمان ال on وال of ما لهم capital letters, okay? لأنه نحن قلنا prepositions, articles, we don't capitalize them. The same for, these are short statements, these are titles for paragraphs. For sure. We have climate, regions, the globe. You see, of the in not capitalized. The same for the last one, global, warming. طبعا ال نينو حطيناها لأنه هون أنا عندي اسم علم and effect. Okay? So now here we are saying that the important words began with capital letters. Important words began with capital letters. You see, all of them are important words. Except for articles and prepositions, we don't capitalize them. Okay? طبعا هذا الشيء حكيناه نحن إذا تتذكروا وقت حكينا عن قسم الكتابة بالشابتر 1 حكينا عن هالقصص كلها. يعني ما لهم شغلات جديدة عم نشرحهم. Okay, so we don't capitalize articles and prepositions. الفكرة إنه we don't capitalize articles and prepositions except at the beginning of titles. تمام؟ طيب now هلا شو المطلوب نحن بدنا نعمله؟ Okay, so they said quickly read each paragraph. So we have some paragraphs. Just 1 minute. So they said quickly read each paragraph of the reading. Then choose the best title from the list above and write it on the line below the paragraph. So we have to read, for example, this paragraph and then try to choose one title from the 4 titles above, the best one that suits the paragraph. Then we are going to underline the topic sentence in each paragraph. You remember topic sentence, we explained that. What does it mean, a topic sentence? A topic sentence means here, as they said, you see, remember, معناتها أخذينا من قبل نحن, remember that a topic sentence tells the general short statement of the main idea, okay? A short statement of the main idea. This is the topic sentence. معناتها we have 2 stages. في عندنا خطوتين هلا رح نعمله. The first one, to choose the best title for each paragraph from the 4 titles above, which is the main idea of the paragraph. How can we do that? By carefully paragraph to guess the title and to choose or to underline the topic sentence. Now, the first one is done for you. I'm going to read it again. I'm going to read the first one because it's done for you and try to explain these things again. Then you will do the rest. You see, as I told you, this is the title. This is the title for the whole reading text. Global Climate Changes. تمام؟ هذا قلنا هو العنوان للنص كله. ورح يكون في عندنا هلا paragraphs كل واحد له عنوان معين. يعني عنوان من ضمن هذا العنوان الرئيسي، عنوان فرعي خلينا نقول. بس هو له علاقة بالglobal climate changes. Okay, so let's start reading the first one. Now, the word weather means the atmospheric conditions at a specific place and time. The weather gap can vary from day to day. In contrast to weather, climate is the general or average atmospheric conditions of a region. In different areas of the globe, the climate generally stays the same from one year to year. Okay, see, now here we have, if you can see, we have the difference. They tell us the difference between 2 words. The words are, weather and climate. Difference between weather and climate. You see? So the weather, they said the atmospheric conditions at a specific place and time. So we have a place and time. This is weather. And the weather can vary from day to day. So for example, today is cold, maybe tomorrow is hot. So the day after tomorrow is again hot. So it changes from one day to another. And it's at a specific place and time. This is weather. But look here now. شوفوا هاي العبارة in contrast to weather هي أخذناها بالphrases above إنه what بيقول the difference between two things مثلا أو more. So in difference here we have the climate. عم بقارن مع climate هو is the general or average atmospheric conditions of a region. It means this is bigger than a place. So the word climate is bigger than weather. Climate is bigger than weather. So weather for a specific place, but climate is for a region, in general, atmospheric conditions of a region. For example, the climate in Syria, the climate in the desert, the climate in Saudi Arabia, the climate in the United Kingdom. So it's bigger than the weather. Okay, but we say, for example, the weather today is nice. The weather today is wonderful. We say today is wonderful. The weather tomorrow. Okay, but we don't say the climate today. Because climate is bigger than weather. This is for the whole, maybe a big area, whole country, a whole region. So in different areas of climate in all areas, in different areas, not just north or south, in all the places, in all the globe, in all the world. The climate generally stays the same from year to year, so it doesn't change. And for example, the climate in the desert doesn't change. It's always hot, for example. The same here, the climate in Syria doesn't change, it's the same, okay? But the weather changes. But in general, the climate doesn't change, it remains the same. So here we have some examples. For example, the climate in the desert, you see, the climate in the desert is usually very dry. It may be cold in winter and hot in summer, but there is very little rain or humidity. That's why it's very dry. It's very dry because there is very little rain or humidity. Do you know humidity? The meaning of humidity? Humidity, yes. When we have a large amount of rain, when we have a large amount of water in the air. Yes, Surya, Andrew. Yes, good. Yes, that's the point. So when we have a large amount of water in the air, so we call it humidity. Yeah. Now, in contrast, in tropical rainforests, there is very high humidity. In tropical forests, we have high humidity. In most other areas of the world, the weather is cool or cold and wet or dry in the winter season. It's warm or hot and dry or humid in the summer months. So here they give us examples, okay, about what? About the climate. Okay, now what do you think, let's say, what do you think the title of this paragraph is? Now we read this paragraph, قرأنا هذا الباراجراف. حسب الشيء اللي قرأناه شو بيكون entitled for this paragraph? The title for this paragraph, what is it? Yes, you can tell me. Yes, great guys, number 3, this one. Because here we are talking about climate in regions of the globe. We are talking about climate in the globe, in the world, not just in one area, in different areas. And they mentioned some examples. حكوا يعني ذكروا أمثلة عن هذا الموضوع. أوكي لهيك معناتها نحن كيف استنتجنا أنه هذا هو العنوان المناسب للفقرة هاي؟ قرأنا الفقرة من الكونتكست، من السياق، استنتجنا هذا الشيء. أوكي؟ طيب هلا نحن اخترنا تايتل لهذا الباراجراف. خلينا نشوف الفكرة الرئيسية. The topic sentence, they said underline the topic sentence, this is the sentence. اوكي هن عاملين لكم in different areas of the globe. نحن عم نحكي لأنه ب different areas of the globe, of the world. The climate stays the same, يعني doesn't change from year to year. It remains the same. Remains the same. فهي هي الفكرة الرئيسية. دائما الفكرة الرئيسية أغلب الأحيان بتكون يعني بالأسطر الأولى من الباراجراف، غالبا بتكون بالسطر الأول الثاني أو الثالث. أوكي أغلب الأحيان. هلا ممكن تكون بآخر الباراجراف بس يعني مو دائما هذا الشيء، قليل كثير. فنحن دائما إذا بنطلع على الفكرة الرئيسية نحاول من بداية الباراجراف أول سطرين ثلاثة نخمن أو نطلع الفكرة الرئيسية. Okay guys, but let's go to the second paragraph. Now I'm going to read this paragraph and you have to guess the best title and underline the main underline the topic sentence. Okay. According to some meteorologists, and you know here meteorologist means weather researchers. Okay, so meteorologists means weather researchers, like people who study something and try to get results, conduct experiments and try to get results, researchers. So, according to some meteorologists, the Earth's climate is changing slowly. In most places on the planet, the weather varies from season to season or even from day to day. In contrast, the typical climate is similar every year. You see, so when we talk about the weather varies from season to season, from day to day. It changes a lot. But the climate is similar every year. It doesn't change a lot. Even so, there may be global climate changes from one long time period to another. I mean, if it changes, it would be over a long time period, not from day to day or season to season, or over a long time period. It will be changed. So what are these changes? What are the climate changes? So it means here we are talking about what? We can guess that from this question. And أنا ممكن أخمن الفكرة الرئيسية من الquestion هذا. What are these changes? It means I'm talking about the climate changes. Some scientists believe the weather is becoming more extreme. There are longer periods of very cold and very hot temperatures. There are more and more powerful hurricanes and tornadoes. What do we mean by hurricanes and tornadoes? It means storms with strong, fast winds. Storms with strong, fast winds. And blizzards, we said, like heavy snowstorms. Floods, not floods, floods. Floods means like large amounts of water on dry land. Okay, فيضانات يعني large amount of water on dry land. And long droughts. Droughts, this is when you don't have enough rain. Droughts. Times without enough rain. Now, these things are causing greater and greater physical damage to the human communities on Earth. These extreme forces of nature will get even worse in the future, say some people. And every change in the climate in one part of the globe will bring more extreme changes in other areas. Okay, so here, what is the best title of this one according to that one? What is the best title? So we finished that one. So what is the best title according to this part, according to this paragraph? Yes, Fatima, you said, okay, the changes are great guys. So it means we are talking about changes. يعني أنا بما إنه قلنا شفنا سؤال إنه what are these changes؟ so خلص معناتها أنا كل شيء راح أحكيه هلا راح يكون له علاقة بالchanges. so معناتها عم أقول general changes in the nature of weather. Okay? General changes in the nature of weather. Great. So, okay. Now if we go back and try now, I want you, so this is number one. Now I want you to underline the topic sentence of this paragraph. How can we underline the topic sentence of this paragraph? Yes. What is the topic sentence? Yeah, what is the topic sentence of this paragraph? Okay, Fatima, I'll give you the pen to see what are you going to do. You mean Noor, line number 4? No, Abdul Hamid, we are not talking about global warming. No. We are talking about climate changes. Climate changes. Okay, Fatima, the Earth's climate is changing slowly. Yeah. Thank you very much. هلا ممكن هذا يكون العنوان الرئيسي أو الفكرة الرئيسية إنه the Earth's climate is changing slowly and ونحن عم نقول هون what are these changes? So that's the point. So the Earth's climate is changing slowly. So this is the topic sentence. It means this is the main idea of this paragraph. معناتها هالباراجراف رح يضل عم يحكي عن changes, climate changes. هذا الشيء بينعكس أول شيء بالعنوان تبع النص تبع الفقرة وبينعكس الفكرة الرئيسية. يعني الفكرة الرئيسية هي على التوبيك عن climate changes معناتها هذا الشيء كمان بده ينعكس بالعنوان. يعني نحن قلنا إنه هو climate changes أو weather changes. Okay, great guys. Thank you very much, Fatima. Let's see the second paragraph. Now, global warming and El Nino are having major effects on the Earth's atmosphere, the weather, and the changing world climate. At least, that's the opinion of many researchers and scientists. What is global warming? Now, here they want to define global warming. What is global warming? It's a slow increase in the average yearly temperature. So it's a slow increase in temperature of the planet. The cause is an increase of gases. So why do we have this increase of temperature? Because we have an increase of gases in the atmosphere. This is global warming. Now, what is El Nino? This is an effect. El Nino, the Spanish phrase means it means like the little boy or the Christ child. It names a weather condition most common in the month of December. So when it happens in December. This seasonal weather disorder, so it's a weather disorder. It's like a change, شو معناته disorder? It means a change in the atmosphere, a change in the atmosphere of the tropical areas of the Pacific Ocean. Okay, so the Pacific Ocean هو المحيط الهادي. So it's a change in the atmosphere of the tropical areas of the Pacific Ocean. It increases the amount of rain. طبعا إلها عدة effects عند البلدان. It increases the amount of rain in the Americas and can bring strong winds and hurricanes. This is in the Americas. In contrast, El Nino may cause drought. يعني هون في عندي increases the amount of rain أما هون عندي العكس. it increases drought. But where? In the southern and western Pacific Asia, not in the tropical areas. In the tropical areas, we have an increased amount of rain, but in the southern and western Pacific areas, we have drought. هلا شيء ثالث في عندي blizzards, slow and long periods of low temperatures may follow in the northern regions of the globe. Now, in the northern region of the globe, we have what? Periods of low temperatures. Very cold, I mean. Okay, now according to this one, let's try to guess the best title. The best title for this paragraph. So we said this one, and we said this one. Yes, excellent guys. Noor, Aisha, good, Nuria, Muhammad, great guys. So we are talking about global warming and El Nino. If you remember, we said the difference, or we defined global warming and El Nino, the difference between them. Yeah, this is very important. Great guys. You see, شوفوا كيف عم نعرف التايتل من context. يعني أنا بدي أقرأ الباراجراف لا يكفي إنه أنا أطلع عليه بس نظرة. أوكي بدي أقرأه لحتى أعرف. طيب, let's try to guess the topic sentence of this paragraph. Who can tell me what is the topic sentence? I give you the pen. Who is going to underline? I need one student, for example, to try to underline the topic sentence of this paragraph. I mean the main idea. Okay, Jules. Try to underline the topic sentence of this paragraph. To underline the main idea of this paragraph. Yeah, guys. Okay, Jules, what's are you drawing the line? Geez, we can't see that. Okay, Jude, ما شفنا الخط. So maybe there is a problem, I think, with the viewer. Let's see another one. Okay, no problem. Let's see Fatima again. Okay, Fatima now. Thank you now. Do you agree with Fatima, guys? Do you agree with Fatima that and Abdulhamid? No, it's not global warming, guys. We are not talking about global warming only. We are talking about global warming and El Nino at the same time. So we are talking about two things. So this is not the main idea. Who is going to do that again, guys? Underline the topic sentence. Now, here we are talking about, if you can see, look, this is the topic sentence. Global warming and El Nino are having major effects, okay, on the Earth's atmosphere, weather, and the changing world climate. So this is the topic sentence because we are talking about both of them. We are talking about this one and their effects on the weather and changing world climate. Okay, so this is the topic sentence. I told you usually you find the topic sentence at the beginning of the paragraph. وهذا الشيء اللي نحن حكينا فنحن قلنا إنه شو هو El Nino, شو هي global warming, and we give some examples. Their effects, I mean حكينا عن الeffects تبعهم. شو هي تأثيراتهم يعني, okay? So we are not just talking about global warming, okay? Great guys. Now, the last one now here, not all meteorologists believe there is much natural global warming. According to these scientists, the El Nino effect is not getting stronger. So this is a question. I mean, the El Nino effect is not getting stronger. So why is the temperature of the Earth going up? And why are tropical storms like hurricanes causing more and more greater flood and wind damage? So if El Nino effect is not getting stronger, why all that? Why is all that? Probably human beings are the main cause of the extreme effects of weather and climate changes. So if it is not natural, يعني scientists argue and he is not natural. So if it's not natural, it means it's human beings. Human beings are the main cause of these extreme effects of weather and climate changes. Cars and factories are putting more and more gases like carbon dioxide into the Earth's atmosphere. Coal and oil add carbon dioxide to the Earth's. Trees and plants taking carbon dioxide, but humans are cutting down the rainforest and putting up buildings where green plants grow. The world has a lot of people now, and it will have a lot more people in the future. So that's the point. So it means here we are talking about what, if we go back to the sentences, to the titles above, we are talking about this one, the powerful effect of people on nature. This is the best title for this paragraph, the powerful effect of people on nature, because it's not natural. Okay guys, you got the point? But, so what is the main idea? Who can tell you what is the topic sentence of this paragraph? The topic sentence of this paragraph. Yes. Would you like to use the pen? If you want to use the pen. So what is the topic sentence? Yeah. Yes, so the topic sentence, I told you, I mean, you have to guess that from the context, from the few lines, the first few lines. Look here, they said not all meteorologists believe there is much natural global warming. Okay, so not all of them believe there is natural. So if it is, as I told you, if it is not natural, it means human beings are the main cause of these effects. Okay, because it's not natural. So إذا ما كانت natural طبيعية معناتها هي الhuman beings هم اللي عم يعملوا هذا الشيء. Okay guys, so this is how we get the topic sentence and the title for each paragraph. And you have a question in the exam about that. Okay, in the exam you will be asked to write a title, to choose a title for a paragraph, and also to give or to choose a topic sentence for the paragraph. يعني نحن عم نحل أسئلة على نفس نمط الأسئلة اللي بالفحص. راح يكون في عندكم بالفحص أسئلة إنه أنتم تكتبوا لي أو تعطوني يعني ال title for a paragraph and the topic sentence for a paragraph. That's why we are doing such exercises. لهيك عم نعمل هدول التمارين اللي هن عم بيدربونا على هيك نمط من الأسئلة. Okay guys? Great. Now I want some students to start. Yes, you have to write a paragraph, Noor, in the exam. There is a paragraph, you have to write it. Now guys, I want some students, I want you to raise your hands, and I want one student to read the first paragraph, the word with the means. Yes, who is going to read, or who wants to read the first paragraph? Just now to focus on reading, to focus on your pronunciation. أتركز على اللفظ وعلى هالقصص. So who wants to do that? Okay, let's start with Noor.
Global climate changes. The word weather means the atmospheric condition at a specific place and time. The weather can vary from day to day. In contrast to weather, climate is general or average atmospheric conditions of regions. In different areas of the globe, the climate generally stays the same from year to year. For example, the climate in the desert is usually very dry. It may be cold in winter and hot in summer, but there is very little rain or humidity. In contrast, in tropical rainforest, there is very high humidity. In most other areas of the world, the weather is cold or cold, and wet or dry in the winter season. It is warm or hot and dry or humid in the summer months.
Yeah, excellent, Noor. Thank you very much. I liked your reading. It's really interesting. Thank you a lot, Noor. Okay, guys, who's going to read again the next paragraph? The next paragraph. Who is going to read the next paragraph? Great, Noor. Here, guys, now we are talking about the second paragraph. According to some meteorologists, this is how we pronounce it. Meteorologist. Meteorologist. According to some meteorologists. So who's going to read this paragraph? No one? Raise your hand just to know. Okay, Jude, I hope that your mic is working. Okay, Jude, I hope that your mic is working.
According to some geologists or other researchers, the Earth's climate is changing slowly in most places on the planet. The weather varies from season to season or even from day to day. Okay. In contrast, the typical climate is similar every year. Even so, there may be global climate change from one long time period to another. What are these changes? Some scientists
What are these changes? This is the question.
Changes. Some scientists believe the weather is becoming more extreme. There are other longer periods of very cold and very hot temperatures. There are more and more powerful hurricanes and
Hurricanes.
hurricanes
And tornadoes.
Storms with strong fast winds and deserts, heavy snowstorm, floods, large amount of water on dry land, and long drought, times without enough rain. And
no, Jude, we are talking about floods, not floods. Not floods. I mean floods.
Okay.
And drought.
Okay. Are causing greater and great physical damage to the human communities on Earth. This extreme force of nature will get even worse in the future. Say, some people and every change in climate in one part of the globe will globe. Okay, the globe will bring more extreme change in other areas.
Yes, excellent, Jude. Thank you very much for your effort. Excellent. I like it too. Great. Another one who is going to read the third paragraph. وأخيرا, yes. Finally, congratulations, Jude. Okay, no problem, Maria. Yes, again, who is going to read the third paragraph? Okay, I am. Let's see if your mic is working. I don't know if it is working. We can't hear you. Are you reading? We can't hear you, Aya. Maybe there is a problem with your mic. No, because it's open here.
Cloud working and are having Nino effect on the ears. Once one disclose. So far, the weather and the changes about the climate at the last the often economy.
At least that's
Researchers
the opinion.
okay.
Okay, so
Of money, researchers, and sentence. What is cloudy working? It is slowly inserted and off.
okay, we can't hear you very well. Maybe there is a problem in the internet connection with you. We can't hear you very well. So, but thank you very much anyway for your participation. Thanks a lot. Great, guys. So, I think it's enough with reading. Let's go to the one last point. Thank you for your participation. The last thing I'm going to, this is very simple. Just they tell us how we summarize a paragraph. You know summary. Now they will explain that to you. They said a summary is a short statement of the most important information in the reading. Okay, this is the definition. هذا اللي بنقصد فيه بالsummary. Summary هي short statement of what? Of the most important information in a reading. يعني أنا ما بحط فيها كثير تفاصيل ما لا طعمي مثلا. أوكي، بس السمري تلخيص للباراجراف. مو معقول أنا إذا بدي أكتب كل شيء وكل تفصيل معناتها ما لخصت الباراجراف، كأنه رجعت كتبته مثل ما هو. أوكي، فلا summary هي statement of the most important information. كيف بنكتب summary للباراجراف؟ أول شيء هون عم بيقولوا لكم إنه we began with the most general point about the topic, then we give the important details or examples. Okay, this is how we summarize. So we have two stages. The first one, we start with the general point, then we give details. شوفوا الاثنين المعاقب. هاي بس. طب مثلا انا اذا قلت لكم شو الفرق بين التوبيك sentence وبين السمري؟ What's the difference between the topic sentence and the summary? Who can tell me? Yeah, so what's the summary? هلا التوبيك sentence نحن مثل ما قلنا هي تعطيني الفكرة الرئيسية فقط. Just idea. Yes, قصدك السمري فيها تفصيل أكثر. تمام. أما التوبيك sentence هي بس الفكرة الرئيسية. تمام. يعني أنا إذا بدي أكتب هيك بدي أقول topic. التوبيك sentence هي the main idea. topic sentence هي the main idea. أما summary هي some details. some details يعني بذكر فيها details ما في مشكلة إنه أنا عم بلخص الباراجراف لحتى أعطي عنوان. تمام. so summary هو الملخص no syndrome مو عنوان. العنوان هو التايتل أما السمري هو ملخص للباراجراف. فهلا مثلا نحن تتذكروا البارت الأول اللي البارت 1 نحن هون كنا عن شو عم نحكي؟ عم نحكي إنه في عندي changes climate in regions of the globe. انه انا عم بقول شو هي الكلايمت تشينجز اعطوني امثله عليها. فانا اذا مثلا بدي الخص هذا الباراجراف يعني اهم الموضوع بس الكلايمت لانه نحن كنا نحكي عن الجلوب انه هو نفسه الورلد all in desert tropical region. In most cases it's colder in winter and warm or hot in the summer. This is what we explained. هذا الشيء اللي حكيناه نحن بالباراجراف الاول. فنحن هون بالتلخيص ذكرنا أهم المعلومات اللي نذكرت بالباراجراف عشان أنا ألخصه مثلا ما بدي أقرأه أو أضيع وقتي مثلا أقرأه مثلا يعني أشوف إذا بدي يفيدني حتى أكمل قراءته أو لا. تمام. فهيك نحن فأنا أول شيء بدي أذكر المعلومة الأساسية اللي هي الجنرال بوينت. شو هي الجنرال بوينت؟ هي إنه all over the world the typical climate is similar every year. هي الفكرة الأساسية. وبعدين ذكرت more details the important details طبعا اللي هي إنه it's dry in desert areas and wet in tropical areas. Okay guys. فهلا وظيفتكم لا هلا ممكن تعملي مفهوم اكلونيا وممكن تاخذي جمل من هلا اكيد عم تلخصي الباراجراف بس ممكن تصيغيهم بطريقتك مثلا انت اذا ما بدك تاخذي حرفيا ممكن تصيغيهم بطريقتك يعني مثل paraphrasing. تمام. هلا you have like a piece of homework for next time you have to summarize the rest of the reading text. يعني هن تمام. نختار انا الفكره فيكم تكتب توبيك سنتر سطرين ثلاثه مو اكثر. اوكي يعني لهيك اسمه هو السمري ملخص فسطرين او ثلاثه. اوكي guys, so this is for next time. Any questions so far? يس تعطوني الفكرة الرئيسية لما نص أو تعطوني ملخص الأساسي للنص، يعني تختاروه كاختيار بس، ولكن أنتم ما آه، هلا ما تبعتوا لي إياه، بس حلوه أنا بنشوف كيف الطريقة، ما حدا يبعت لي شيء، نتناقش فيه الدرس القادم. أوكي نتناقش فيه الدرس القادم، بس إنه آه، يس. Yes, can you hear me guys? Yeah guys, I'm with you. Yes تمام. هلا أنا كنت عم قول لكم إنه الدرس القادم. Okay, next time I'm going to see you next time, and next time we are going to start with the writing section and the grammar section. So it's very important. Always when we talk about writing and grammar is very important. So try to be on time. Thank you very much for listening and attending, and see you next time on Sunday. Have a nice weekend, guys. Have a nice weekend and a nice night. Lots of love. Bye bye.